Yo guys, this is Orbit here, TGN. In this video we're going to be going over Game Update 37 patch notes, which are now on the PC test server. Now Game Update 37 is a big one for me because they are doing the Earth revamp and they have got some really amazing changes to the Earth power set. So it's not just relevant to Earth players because there's other bits and bobs that will interest you as well. But you've always got those people which will switch powers to whatever is the flavour of the month. So it's also interesting for you guys. So first thing coming in update 37 is subtitles. So you're going to be able to go into your settings and turn on subtitles for the cutscenes and that kind of stuff. So if you are struggling to understand the English, you can turn on the subtitles available in French, German, Spanish, Italian. Yeah, okay, I'm not sure if they've got any other languages, but those are listed. You've got new Legends characters. Supergirl makes an appearance to Legends. I did a video a couple of months ago where the Legends character was actually leaked, but now it's coming with update 37. She's got a finisher move. I'm not sure how powerful she's going to be. The likelihood is she's not going to be one of the best characters. However, it's worth kind of getting there and having a little play around with her and stuff. Base improvements. It says here, we've taken steps to improve the convenience of your base. Bases are now capable of holding a total of 6 amenities, up from 4, which it used to be, which is awesome. Okay, how many times have you had your base items and you've gone into your menu to taken a base amenity away to put a new one down because you needed that one at that time? Well, hopefully now having the 6 base amenities, we'll be able to have the 6, and we can get this. 6 is a good number. We'll be able to go around everything. Also, they have decreased the cooldown on the warp to base. It was 30 minutes. It's now only 10 minutes. So again, that's nice. New Amazon Fury Part 1 feats have been added. Additional feats have been added to Amazon Fury Part 1 DLC. In addition, players will have 2 new iconic encounters in Gotham Under Siege, featuring the Joker and Batman. Some feat values have been increased also, and it says see below for the details, which we'll do in a second. Earth power revision. We're going to go through all the Earth powers and that kind of stuff. I'm going to give you my opinion on them, maybe, as we go through. And it says pay safeguard for PC only. I'm not sure what this is. Let's have a little read. Players now have the option of making purchases in-game using Pay Safeguard. This is a popular payment in Europe and is gaining popularity in other regions, including the United States. The payment method uses our in-game web browser, and we hope provide additional convenience for our customers. So you can pay by Pay Safeguard if you're on a PC now. Okay, so let's scroll down and have a little look at the juicy bits and go into a little bit more detail with some stuff. I say some stuff because I never go over everything, but I will include the patch notes in the description for you guys. It's just fixed audio, fixed some art and stuff. You know, you don't want to really hear any of this stuff. Okay, so feats. Let me tell you about the feat changes that they've brought with Amazon Fury Part 1. Keep it safe feat is now a 50-point feat. From it used to be 10 points, now it's a 50-point feat. That's a huge jump. Keep it safe feat. Don't go ballistic. Used to be a 10-point feat. That's where you're shooting the birds up in the air, I think, and that's now gone up to a 25-point feat. No port in this storm was a 10-point feat, is now 25 points. Night shift was a 10-point feat, is now 25 points. All got it? No, sorry, I got this. Don't know what I said there. I got this was a 10-point, now it's 25 points. So I mean, if you've already got those feats, don't worry, they're going to instantly be added to your skill point progression, and you'll get them instantly. So that's a big jump. There's at least an extra skill point and a half probably there. So that's really cool. Right, let's go into Earth. Let's go into seeing what changes they've actually brought to Earth. There's a lot of stuff, guys, so bear with me. So under General, while in tank role, you will now receive the correct amount of defense and toughness based on your dominance. Okay. Earth knockdown effects. We've retuned the physical effects of knockdowns from Earth powers so that they knock enemies more upwardly rather than outwardly. So if you remember things like Unstoppable was a good one, that would fire the enemies all across the room, and that's not convenient for the tank because you then need to pull them back in. Not convenient for the DPSs because they're spread out, they burn quicker. So now a lot of the stuff like jackhammer, all this kind of stuff, is going to fire the enemies up into the air so they land pretty much where they were before, but they've just been knocked up off their feet rather than flying them across the room. So that's an awesome little change that they've done to the Earth's power set. Under PowerPoints, it says they have been reset and refunded for Earth power users due to significantly changes to the Ginesis tree. So basically, when you sign on after game mode 37, you're not going to have your loadout, which was before. If you're Earth, you're going to need to respec because they've done a load of changes to it. So don't go on and think, oh no, kind of bang your head together, what the hell's going on? You just need to put your powers back in. Okay, under the Seismic tree, let's have a look at the Seismic tree. Shards. The crushed power interaction on shards, has had the dot effect removed. So no damage over time with the shards when they're crushed anymore. The damage bonus for the power interaction will now be instant. So that means when they're crushed, you hit shards, you'll get an extra big bulk of damage rather than as damage over time, which leads after. So it'll hit twice. The range on shards has also been increased to 25 meters, so you've got a longer range. It was kind of like a medium to short range attack, but now it looks like we'll be able to lengthen back a little bit and still hit shards in. Okay, scrolling down, next one it talks about is striking stones, which is pretty similar to shards. The crush power interaction doesn't apply the damage over time, but the damage bonus for the power interaction will now be instant, again, just like shards. Moving down, jackhammer. Remove the power cost from the first 3 aftershocks, which is awesome. So we're not going to be burning through power anymore using the jackhammer and stuff. It also has reduced the base damage on aftershock attacks, however increased the power interaction damage on aftershock attacks. What does that mean? That means if you go up and you throw on jackhammer, it's not going to be doing as much damage as what it was originally. But if they are dazed, for example, the damage bonus from that attack, you're going to be getting a lot more, so you'll get a lot more benefits from having that power interaction on them. And the knockdown was made more vertical rather than throwing them out, like we kind of talked about. Unstoppable, knockdown was made more vertical. Yep, already talked about that. Localized tremor has got some changes to it. The knockdown for dazed bonus has made more vertical, so they'll go up into the air again instead of flying back. Magnitude was reduced. Power interaction damage will now hit once for more damage as opposed to additional hits. Pebble Blast. The knockdown for dazed bonus was made more vertical. Now does a sphere at target application of the dazed PI, but it doesn't do additional damage. Pebble Blast was already hitting quite hard when they were dazed anyway, so that's cool. Upheaval. Remove the power cost from aftershock attacks, reduce the cooldown, and now causes additional damage to dazed enemies. So that's awesome because it was a precision attack. It's got a less cooldown now. You're going to be getting extra damage through them being dazed. So it actually has a spot on the DPS loadout now, which it didn't before. So it'd be interesting to see how heavy that is hitting. Definitely going to be playing around with upheaval. Okay, Rumble Crush. This is going on to the Ginesis tree. The Rumble Crush, before, picked up a big rock, launched it into the crowd, took about 5 seconds, didn't do much damage, all that kind of stuff. Now, no longer summons the rock. Doesn't summon the rock. This summons the rock above your enemy's head, like Meteor Strike. So it just drops down from the sky, and always applies the crushed attack. Okay, before it fucked up sometimes, didn't it? Okay, so it drops down from the sky, so that's awesome. You're going to be able to throw in a AoE crushed attack into the loadout. Looking forward to that. Totem. Totem has some great changes to Totem. Totem is awesome. I'm definitely going to have Totem in my loadout. Here's what it says about Totem. Has switched position to the bottom middle of the Ginesis tree. So it's right at the bottom now. You need to spend those skill points to get it. And increase damage by 50% in damage roll. So when that totem's up, you got 50% damage bonus. Totem now heals golems regardless of your roll. The amount healed per tick has increased slightly. It no longer increases crystal's chance to crit, but now increases your chance to crit. So you've got, with Totem, a 50% damage bonus and an extra chance to crit. That's awesome. That's awesome. So that's cool. Okay, also, moving down. We have a new ability in the Earth Ginesis tree called Soothing Hands. This heals you while granting immunity to control effects for a short time. In tank role, increases your control resistance by 10% and removes control debuffs for up to 7 teammates. So we've already got Unstoppable, which does that, but we haven't got a second one, which Rage does, Ice does, and Fire does. Now we do. Soothing Hands is that one. So we are going to be able to go in with 2 debuff removals and all that kind of stuff. So I'll be playing around with that going into my scrimmage loadout for sure. We'll see. Another new ability is the fortified Golem attack. Shields and restores power over time to your crystal or brick golem. Also increases the strength of brick's defense powers based on your dominance score. So they've done some changes to grit. Oh, it says we're going to get onto the golems now, but okay, we'll talk about that in a second. So moving down. Summons crystal golem or brick golem. Access to both crystal and golem and brick golem are now available through the purchase of a single trait. So that means you can click one and you've got the option to use either brick or crystal. You know, you haven't got brick over there or crystal over there, so you can pick. You've got the one power point and you've got the 2 pets which you can use. So you've got the choice of the 2 pets. So that's awesome. Saving space and also that's great. Okay, so let's talk about the brick and crystal. Let's talk about the brick and crystal and what the difference is. Okay, so starting with brick. In damage roll, brick now taunts enemies to protect his master. Taunting enemies consumes brick's power. So this is why we talked about that other power to give your brick or your golem a power over time. In tank roll, the damage shift effect is always active. So you pop your damage shift, it's always active. You've always got that that kind of damage being transferred to your pet. Transferring a portion of your incoming damage to brick. When relatively healthy, brick uses jackhammer to damage enemies and significantly reduce the damage he receives. So he's almost using jackhammer to build his damage absorption up. When damaged, he uses a self-repair to recover health over time. When severely damaged, he will use envelop once per combat. So when you go out of combat, he'll be able to use another one. Each of these special abilities require power for brick to activate. So I mean, it's just that brick's got so many different abilities that he can now use to keep himself alive. Because if you remember before, brick was up and down like a yo-yo, but now as long as he's got power, he's going to be using jackhammer to build up his damage absorption. When he's heavily damaged, he's going to use envelop, which is that big crust which heals him. He's got a self-repair to recover health over time. As long as this brick's got power, he's going to be a tough cookie. And if you've got that damage shift on, you've always got, you know, golem tanking is now going to be awesome. Okay, so let's go to crystal golem. Crystal now prefers range and use primarily thrown weapon attacks. She uses superpowers that can cause considerable damage, but requires power to activate. And when I say considerable damage, guys, it is fucking 1,000. She hits hard. This is kind of brick's kind of like your tanking golem. Basically, I'm telling you this. Brick's your tanking golem. Crystal's your DPS golem, and she hits like you would not believe. Okay, let's read on. Her superpowers cause additional damage to enemies who are dazed or crushed. So, again, if you're always going to be dazing or crushing them anyway, because that's what you're doing as an Earth DPS. So, instantly, having that pet out, she's going to be, bang, she's going to be smashing that power out. Crystal no longer applies group breakout. Being in control of Crystal's, oh fucking hell, my screensaver came on. Being in control of Crystal prevents weapon mastery, superpowers, critical damage bonus from applying. So basically you've got to either pick Crystal or weapon mastery. And the reason why they've done that is because, like I said, Crystal just hits too hard for you to be able to use them both on the same loadout. So it should be interesting. If you've got Crystal, you're going to need to have, you know, that Fortify Golem for the healing. It's definitely, you know, you got so many loadouts to play around with Earth. That's what I like about it. Let's move on. Damage shift. This ability has been removed and is no longer available. The functionality of this ability is now applied automatically when using your brick golem while in tank role. I didn't even know that. That's awesome. So you just pop your golem to brick golem and automatically you get the 25% damage absorption. Amazing. Very cool. Now I've actually got Tunzo, one of the developers, kind of did an update on some of the stuff for Earth. So sorry, I'm going into detail with the Earth, but let me kind of give you some more stuff which has gone in. So Rumble Crush. We've already talked about Rumble Crush, but they've added in. Since the original patch notes, which I've just run out, they've added an additional damage over time. So Rumble Crush drops down instantly from the sky, crushes them, and applies the damage over time. Sandblast, improved damage to bring it in line with the other execute abilities. So Sandblast is doing more damage. Meteor Shower, all it says is does more damage. Great. Entomb, all it says is does significantly more damage. Earthquake, does more damage. So, I mean, it's got like a list of little abilities here, and it just says does more damage. Simple as that. Does more damage. So not very sophisticated or accurate, but just does more damage. That's all we care about, right? Okay, right. So that, you know, there's some of the improvements coming to in Game Update 37. Can't wait. Let's go down and see if anything else worth talking about. I think that's pretty much. Well, I mean, there's so much stuff, guys, coming to this. But that's pretty much it, guys, for Game Update 37. So as you can see, there's massively kind of towards the Earth side, and they've done some awesome changes. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I have been talking for a long time. Sorry about that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stay sexy, all the rest of it.